The Creaking, more specifically today, the Pale Garden biome, Minecraft's latest, greatest, and newest update. It's wonderful, but like I like to say from time to time, things could always be better, right? Taking a look at our timeline here, or taking a look at stock images of calendars, either way, I believe there still is time for more cool things to make their way into the Creaking update. And those cool things, small upgrades to the Pale Garden biome to make it even better, that's what we'll be talking all about today. So down below, you let me know, what is one thing you'd add to the Pale Garden biome to make it even more tasty? And did you by chance just comment to white pumpkins? Because yes, a million times over, yes, the Pale Garden biome, it's a biome all about being pale. The pale pumpkin, I mean, it's literally a pumpkin that is pale and washed out. What more could you ask for? Now, the concept with this one, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's essentially a new type of pumpkin you'll be able to find generating in small patches inside of the Pale Garden biome. Walk up to the pumpkin when you find it generating, break the pumpkin, and the pumpkin breaks on the ground. It's almost as if it's like literally a pumpkin, except the only difference this time it's white. Inside of the inventory, go ahead and throw the pumpkin into the crafting grid, and white pumpkin seeds. Guys, I'm telling you, it's just a new type of pumpkin. Now, of course, like pumpkins do, this new pale pumpkin would come in a paled out form, but also a carved form as well. In this carved form, just like with the other pumpkin, you could throw it on your head. Maybe they add a different functionality at the least. Look at how good I look with those eyes sticking through the pumpkin. Like what? To the haters, doubters, and non-believers of pale pumpkin supremacy, it's all about aesthetics here. If you yourself are on the team of two pumpkins, why? What's the point? Well then, please, allow me to ask you the question. What is the point of every single type of brick block that's sitting inside of this inventory? They're all just bricks, right? Why can't we just have just this one? Exactly. Now, another reason I love this pale pumpkin, at least this take on it, you take a seat and take a look at how nice this looks. It's a pumpkin that is pale with pink eyes. Whoa, that is romantic looking if I've ever said so. Then also, to back this idea up a little bit more, keep in mind that this already kind of exists inside of the Minecraft universe. Minecraft Story Mode featured the appearance of white pumpkins inside of it, so it's kind of already here. If the devs really want to go overkill above and beyond of this one, maybe a brand new pale pumpkin pie food item, that could be delicious, and definitely maybe a brand new pale snow golem as well. What difference does it have? Well, it's all in the aesthetics, all right? Now, timelines. Whether you're watching this video before the update is out or after the update is out, everything we're taking a look at today is done with some cool handy data packs or mods. All of the links to everything is down below. Maybe the update's out and you can just go ahead and improve the biome yourself. I'm making this video when we are still in snapshots, so you never know. Maybe some of this stuff creeps into the update. This thing, please make it be in the update. So here I am, survival Minecraft, a little old me. I go ahead and find a Pale Garden biome. I walk into the biome and immediately look at this thing. As soon as I start to walk into the Pale Garden biome, the further I get in, the denser the fog is going to get, until eventually I get to a point where I'm fully in the biome, and look at how dense the fog. I'm getting so excited about this idea that my voice is cracking. Oh my god. I move further into the thick of it all, and look at how cool the fog makes this biome feel. Now it doesn't matter if this biome is kind of a microscopic biome. It's not the biggest thing in the world. I can't see very far. And the fog inside of this place, oh my god, it's just terrifying. Now, it's all orange and hazy because sunrise, which is a really cool feature here. But if I go ahead and move away from, like, not looking at the sunrise, look at how grayed out and just, again, disturbing, eerie, creepy it feels. It's so disturbing, eerie, and creepy. Inside of the Pale Garden biome in the dead of night, this heavy, dense fog and now kind of becomes like a serious, real deal problem, because as I'm moving around here, I mean, it's nighttime, it's pitch black, I can't really see very far. This is where I think there's great potential for maybe a new type of torch, candle, light source, whatever, lantern that dispels the fog and maybe makes it go a little bit less thick when you place it down. But running around, I can hear a creaking, sound design. Oh, there you are, I can see you. Like, maybe they would have to make it so the eyes, they properly glow in the darkness right here, but the creaking right there, oh my god, moving around in the fog right here where it can, like, actually disappear so quickly. Oh, that is so cool. Look, I don't know how the devs don't see it this way. The Creaking, this thing was literally born to be a monster of the fog. Look at how good it looks over here. Oh, and you might be wondering, what happens when your nightmare is over inside of this biome? Well, all you need to do, easy enough maybe, is find the edge of the biome, work your way out of the biome, and slowly, as you start to leave it, the fog, as you can kind of see right here, just fades away and it's back to normal. You can see clear as day again. Builders, they're a huge part of Minecraft, and it's not like they haven't already gotten enough inside of this update, right? Alright, so this idea right here, it's all about that scary ambiance that we already have going on inside of the update. Alright, so this idea that I've had right here, it's slightly out of the box, but perfectly in line with the scary vibes overall of this update. For the builders inside of the Pale Garden biome, imagine walking into this place and occasionally seeing a small pile of bones. Maybe an unfortunate departed soul just gently resting aside one of the Pale Garden trees inside of the biome. Scary, spooky skeleton decorations like these right here, I feel that this would perfectly fit into the Pale Garden biome. Maybe we could even have a whole ton of different variations. Maybe you can pick them up. Maybe you can't really pick them up. I have no clue. All of these different models right here, which I think are really, really cool, even if they don't fully fit in line with the vanilla Minecraft aesthetic, they're all coming from a really cool mod called the Graveyard mod that adds in a bunch of really scary stuff, including like actually a bunch of new blocks, some new fences, different pots, and even brand new terrifying mobs as well. Terrifying mobs, don't get me wrong, as much as I'm a big fan of the horror stuff and everything like it, I would love to see it, but maybe we're not trying to make Minecraft into an absolute horror game and, you know, disturbing floating ghouls. Maybe that's not exactly fitting in. But instead, you know what could fit in, definitely for sure, gravestones. If Mojang ever wants to redo how item drop works, this update could potentially be like one of the greatest times ever. I mean, you've already got a terrifying, disturbing biome. Why not rework how drops work on Death 2? In my eyes, how this works is, unfortunately, when a player departs from this world, their items, instead of being thrown onto the ground, are thrown into a gravestone. This gravestone could pop into the world and essentially be like some kind of chest that isn't really a chest on the ground, and then you get a sign with whatever player it was. Depending on your world settings, only the player could interact with the chest, but either way, the big point here is the gravestone blocks. Look at these things. Essentially, brand new. Can you quiet down, man? Stop it. Essentially brand new signs, and of course, just like a sign, you could go ahead and dye the text that you put on these things as well. This is so cool. Imagine being able to make a stone sign in your world, something like this, instead of any kind of message. Like, I mean, the vibe fits in perfectly. Alright, yes, but then there is also this really cool, disturbing bone thing inside of this thing. It's called the ominous bone. I mean, it's like a weird serpent. You place it down. Why does it have spikes on its head? I don't know. Why is it talking to me all of a sudden? Alright, that's a little too terrifying for this update, isn't it? Our next stop of the day today is going to be over at the like button. Hint, hint. Alright, but actually, it's over into the wild world of Pale Formations. Out of everything that we're checking out today, Pale Formations is by far one of the largest additions and shakeups to the Pale Garden biome. This thing is a mod as a data pack, and oh baby, it's mysterious and adds so many cool small things. Genuinely, I hope that by the time this update ends up releasing, this mod is still supported, because the small things that it adds, I just don't see vanilla ever actually doing, but it's so cool and like strange. What in the heck in the world happened to this tree right here, for example? It's terracotta, it's tough looking. At the same time, from a distance, it starts to blend in big time, and it makes you wonder, what in the heck went down in this biome? Another pretty cool thing we'll be able to find from time to time wandering around is subtle lamp posts that you'll find dotting across this biome. At nighttime, they're going to stand out and give you a tiny bit of extra glow inside of it, which is just like, I mean, it's so terrifying. Doesn't look like I really have any lanterns here, but I mean, you can imagine it, right? You get a picture. Here's another absolutely amazing find that I found, and this time it sits right on the edge of the biome, and it also kind of stands out because of the light. We'll check it out in the daytime, though. I think it's a little bit safer. So initially, when I find this thing and I walk up to it, it almost calls me back to like a ruined portal or something. It's a mess of blocks just smacked right down onto the ground. As I start to move into this thing, though, slowly I begin to realize, oh, no, there's a whole lot more to this thing. For this one, you're going to need a bucket and a mop, and by a bucket and a mop, I mean a brush and a shovel, because oh boy, it definitely looks a whole lot like a trail ruined structure. You move into the thing, and wait a second, that's a brand new sus block right here. We go ahead and brush that thing, we get a tiny bit of iron. Beautiful, my first in the world, I'm a professional now. We go ahead and continue working through the structure, and we will find even more archaeology that can be archaeologied over inside of the Pale Garden biome. This time with a brand new loot table. I love this, it's beautiful. The idea that you could come over to this biome, which is already like so eerie to begin with, and maybe find a story from a past life, like what? How did the devs not think of this in vanilla? It's wonderful. Ooh, now I could rave about pale formations all day long. And I mean, if you want to, just let me know. Maybe by the time the Pale Garden biome ends up releasing in full, there's a little bit more. We could do a full showcase of the mod, but the big thing that I want to dive into right now is this strange formation. This is a weird new structure that you'll be able to find occasionally inside of the Pale Garden biome. It won't be inside of every single one. So when you approach this thing in survival Minecraft, there's like a little bit of an entrance over here. We go ahead and walk in. Love the beautiful tough blocks, the block design. We got an entrance on the other side. This is almost a sense of dread and sadness. We have some benches over here and an altar. It's almost like a graveyard or something. Moving over towards the middle, though, if we look down, we have a lot of chains and apparently a water bin at the bottom of this thing. Oh boy, I wish Bonezo were here because I'm terrified. I'm shaking in my boots right now. We go ahead and walk over here and might as well just go ahead and jump down into the thing and... oh, just like that, I've been trapped in. Right behind me where I once jumped down before because of a big trap that's set up at the entrance. I mean, it's all closed up. I'm trapped in this lab or weird space, whatever the heck you want to call this thing is. Now I suppose we might as well go ahead and check out what's behind door number 1. And really cool. I'm kind of trashing the ambiance here with my torches, but down here behind the door number 1, we have a light down here, which is going to make it a little creepy, but I don't know if you can hear it. We can't really see them, but down here behind this door, we have a little bit of villagers living inside of this thing, trapped inside of a cage. What in the world happened here? That's a mess. We got a small wall of pumpkins. Let's see if anything is behind it. I don't really think there is, but, you know, some extra pumpkins. You never know when you need some. Moving back down to the central corridor here, though, we've got an option. Let's go ahead and run straight down this way. At this wall, we have a couple more workstations, cauldrons. What in the heck is going on? And then a creaking log. That means if I dove into this thing or got trapped in it at nighttime, I mean, it's going to be no bueno. There's going to be some bad mobs trying to attack me. Back over to the center, turning down this way. This one is just so, like, weird and airy. There's, like, all of these hanging pale signs. I don't know what it is. Maybe I've cooked my brain with too much backrooms mod or something like that, but this is so just bizarre and creepy. Leave me alone, man. The final thing that we want to do here, we went and checked out the villagers, the weird cauldron, the bizarre hanging signs don't bring it up to me. We have this strange tunnel, a hole in the wall, if you will. Now, paying close attention to the details here, I hope you brought your brush here because you have even more archaeologing. Oh, and look at that. That's a good one. We've got even more shirting, a little bit of archaeologing that we could do down here. And from just taking a little peek at some of the blocks that we could pick up here, oh, it's all related to that brand new update. We got tons and tons of resin, a little bit of creaking heart. It's weird. It feels wrong. Pale moss, though. This definitely looks like it's headed somewhere. We go ahead and keep heading down. Ignore all those mobs. It's not relevant right now. They're narcissistic. But moving down into this room, wow. Oh, whoa. Dude, we got magma blocks right there. It's hot. This is a hotbed for dangerous activity. And then resin. It's like a weird formation, almost like, in my eyes, the heart of this thing growing under the ground here, slowly creeping out. And say this is maybe how the garden biome that was once more peaceful got a little bit evil and just terrifying. Oh, it's so cool. The idea for some kind of gigantic pale compound, a trap, if you will, that you could find under the ground here. I mean, this is beautiful. Hey, oh, hold up, though. From looking at it in spectator, something I didn't even notice. If I go down this cave, okay, maybe not. If I go down this hallway, maybe, yes. I go ahead and break these blocks. It seems that the structure actually continues. I haven't seen this part of the structure yet. Break my way in, and I'm back inside of the villager compound. A door right there. Okay, nice. A little bit of water. And then a strange staircase down, and a bookshelf, a crafting table. And look, now I'm trapped with the villagers forever. Great. What was I thinking? Ah, man. Ooh, so next up, this is a little bit of a throwback. If you're newer to the community, you won't know what I'm talking about, but if you've been in the community since, like, at least the beginning of last year, you might remember that sometime last spring, Mojang heavily hinted at, with the help of villagers in an official short on their YouTube channel, that they had a concepts of a concept for a brand new boss. Well, my friends, this update, maybe at last it's finally time for that new concept to become real. Take a look at this thing. It's called the Wilted. It's essentially a creaking that is going, like, insanely wrong. We've got eyes all over the thing, resin clumps, and it's, like, twitching and unhappy. It's so unnatural. Oh, boy. Should I try and take it on? Not that I exactly want to take this thing on, but basically, its power, it grows from... No. Its power, it grows... Stop it. Its power, it grows from the darkness. The darkness is not good. And now that it's out of my world, it will eventually find me. It's almost kind of like a dweller in this interpretation. Alrighty, let's try that one more time. So what I'm going to want to do here is basically, no, stay away from the skeleton, but also stay away from this mob. I need to run around. I'm on a little bit of a cooldown right here because this mob is near me. Basically, dude, God. Basically, bro hates the light and will do anything in his power to stop more light from being created. Now, if you thought that last one was brief, this one is even more brief. And maybe we'll come back around and check out this idea in the future because the Wilted, this thing is genuinely so cool, has so many interesting different mechanics. And I mean, this thing is amazing and so high quality and just, it's perfection. Now coming full circle here we are back in the Pale Garden biome that we kicked in today's video off in. Now this Pale Garden biome right here, it's a little bit of an outlier. This is a pretty massive vanilla Pale Garden biome. The final upgrade that I would make to the Pale Garden biome, at least for today, it has to do with the sizing. This biome naturally needs to generate a little bit larger. This is an idea that we talked about in this video right here. Maybe this biome should be placed a little bit lower in the biome gradient, if you will, as well, but at the least it needs to be bigger. I mean, look, it's either this biome gets a little bit larger or you need to go ahead and make that dense Pale Garden fog set in. So that way, when you're inside of this biome, it doesn't feel like it just ends literally tomorrow. The Pale Garden biome. Where it's at right now is so cool, but there always could be more. At the end of today's video here, I want to send a big shout out to all of the mod makers, data pack, and doers. Remember that all of everything, each little piece that we checked out today is linked down below in the description. Besties, thank you all for watching. Big shout out to my patrons, Ground Crazy May, Medical Boomstick, Fire Dragon 19, and Jilly. A hardcore creaking update stream, live on stream, this channel. Stop by and check that thing out sometime. It's been me, Waddles. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.